The Miami New Times is reporting on a man who feels like he has been discriminated against from a local Starbucks or at a local Starbucks. Now, the man in question is a white individual who was very angry at the fact that it was taking a really long time for him to get his coffee. Now, he started hurling Trump's name at black employees who he accused of anti-white discrimination because his coffee was delayed, witnesses said. Another customer called the man an asshole, okay, and he replied, "Fuck you, bitch." And that's when one of the witnesses by the name of Jorge de Cárdenas began recording. So we have the video for you. Take a look.
Just give us our money back. We want nothing to do with you. I don't like Starbucks. You're a complete part. You're trash. Because I voted for Trump.
So what? What do you want?
Trump.
Congratulations.
You lost. Now give me my money back.
You know,
I love how this white guy in his sweater vest is like, everyone's discriminating against me because my coffee is taking a while. Like, sit the fuck down, homeboy. Like, your coffee's coming, okay? Not like this victimhood that these insanely insecure white men are feeling in the country right now is hilarious to me. Really? Your coffee's taking too long, so you're experiencing white discrimination or anti-white discrimination?
but the statement of I voted for Trump, so I should have my coffee whenever I want is such a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
And now, would he have yelled at that person if they were white? I don't know.
Probably not, because he felt
why would
this
it matter that you voted for Trump then?
He felt like this was anti-white discrimination. The fact that his coffee took a while to make was anti-white discrimination. Look, I used to work at a coffee shop. I worked at a coffee bean and tea leaf. And sometimes, especially in the morning, especially if you're understaffed, I don't know what the situation was at this Starbucks. It takes a while, right? You get backed up on orders. Maybe you're a new employee and you're at the coffee bar and you're trying to get things done. And you're just backed up, and it happens. There are delays, and people get really angry about it, right? I had someone throw a latte at me because I didn't make it right. So you experience customers who act, crazy because they haven't gotten their coffee at the exact moment that they wanted it or the exact way that they wanted it. But to say, I voted for Trump repeatedly and then accuse others of anti-white discrimination, it kind of hit me. There are people in this country who feel like their lives are out of control, like they can't get everything they want when they want it, and they're looking for a scapegoat. And for them, the scapegoat is racial equality. They're like, fuck everyone else, I should be number one. Fuck everyone else, I should have the privileges. And I think that's why some people they fight back and they reject the notion of white privilege and they deny that it exists, right? Because they probably know it does exist and they like it. They hate the equality.
So if you're thinking we made this racial, remember, the employees are black, he's white. Okay. He not only said I voted for Trump, he said, you lost. Now give me my money back. Now, why did he assume that they voted against Trump and why they lost? Did he ask them how they voted while he was waiting in line? There's no evidence of that. Certainly not in the video. Because in his mind, it's racial. Now, if you say, hey, look, if you look at the percentages of African Americans and whites and educated, not educated, and you want to make some generalizations, I understand. I'm not unaware of the percentages. But in his world, it's us versus them. You lost. If you're black, you lost. I won. I voted for Trump. I get to have my coffee on time. Okay? And by the way, one of the other workers who's Latino, he said, the funny thing, besides just the concept of anti-white discrimination, is just yelling Trump for no reason, he said. Dude, you won.
I know. But you know what? I have to say this. The guy in that video who's yelling and losing his mind over his coffee taking too long is a sad, sad man, right? He's not a happy person. He's not living a good life. I don't know much about him, but you can just tell from that video and how he lost it that he's just not a happy person. Even after his candidate of choice won, he's not a happy person and he's miserable.
And that's why he voted for Trump, because he's mad.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I want my privileges back.
He wants a scapegoat and he wants a reason or someone to blame for him not being happy. But even after Trump won and even seeing him being as miserable as he is, I have to say, I take a great, I feel pleasure in seeing him miserable because that's what he deserves. I do, right? Because it's just, I don't know.
So, no, look, there are people that are better than us. So, for example, I talk about Martin Luther King all the time in this respect. He said, I went down to the South not to just liberate African Americans from the oppression they were living under. I did it to also liberate the white racists that were down there. Not everybody was racist, but back then a big percentage were. But he said, of the racists, I wanted to, those particular people, he said, I wanted to liberate them from the hatred in their heart. Because they have to live with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know how bad it is to live with that hatred in your heart?
Yeah, it sucks.
And so, what a great, great man that he's like, I came to liberate you both. So now, for us, we're not as great.
No,
So,
absolutely not.
And one of the
Absolutely
things that
not.
I worry about when I see a guy like that is, you know, he's got good clothes on. Seems like a well put together guy.
Sweet sweater vest.
And he's probably somebody's boss in some way, you know, middle management or whatever it is. Now, if you're an African American working under that guy or a Latino, you think you're going to get a fair shake? Take that anger, take the assumptions he has, I won, you lost, right? And then put that in the work environment. That's scary. So I'm sorry, I'm nowhere near as good as MLK, but that guy feeling triumphant is an issue. So what is it about Starbucks that drives white right-wingers crazy?
I don't know, man.
They didn't
I don't
write.
know.
Yeah, they didn't write "Merry Christmas" on my coffee. They wrote joy. They wrote joy. You're protesting joy. So this was a story out of last year's Christmas season, right?
Yep.
And why do we have to say Merry Christmas to you?
There was some sort of drama involving the color of coffee cups this year. Apparently, I don't know the story specifically, but like something about how they weren't red, they were green, and then like Tommy Lauren needed something to cry about, so she cried about that.
Yeah,
and,
and
she's
they
just
didn't
like,
have
"Oh
enough
my God,
Christmas
like, what about our
decorations."
cups? Like the cups are not the color they should be, and then Black lives don't matter.
And so you Muslims, because there's a lot of Muslims running Starbucks. Are you Muslims and atheists and Jews? You should be forced to say Merry Christmas to me. Yeah, that puts me in a real giving mood. That puts me in the holiday spirits when I am forced to bow down to your religion.
Yep.
The one that I do not share.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, they keep talking about Starbucks. Now, not in this case. This guy's just mad at random black people, right? But in that other story, the CEO of Starbucks and the founder is Jewish. So they're saying, no, I don't care what your religion is. You say Merry Christmas, damn it. How could they not see how, one, discriminatory that is, but also how silly that sounds. Say Merry Christmas! What the fuck, right? It's supposed to be a good time. You're fucking Christmas up. We all used to like Christmas until you made it some weird authoritarian thing. Bring back Santa. And everybody get a grande latte. Okay. Why is it called latte? That sounds foreign. And what does Vendi mean anyway? That totally sounds Spanish. What happened to small, medium, and large? Look at America. Let's make America large again. Let's make America Christmas again. You're not a member of the Young Turks yet?
Come on, come on.
Now, when you join up, we're going to say,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
we might even say,
There you go, baby. There you go.
be the independent media, be the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.